Hello, beautifuls, and welcome to Makeup Obsessed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Makeup Obsessed week. This week, I am tackling each one of the 4 palettes in the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Vault Collection. Monday and Tuesday, I tackled Ring the Alarm and Bling Boss. Today, I am tackling Dark Magic. If this is your first time on our channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on. I will have the link to the other 2 videos in the description bar below. Check those out when this video is done. All right, I am not gonna say anything else. I think this look speaks for itself. I definitely struggled with it. My eye is watering so bad that my entire bottom right corner is just like melting away as I speak. I can feel it. So I am going to jump right into this tutorial. If you want to know what I think about this palette and how I did this eye look, then you need to keep watching. All right, beautifuls, let's jump into the Dark Magic palette. I think this is the one that scares people the most because there's so much color in it. There's different greens and there's blue, and it's definitely out of most people's comfort zones. Well, today we're going to tackle some of those colors and I am so excited. On a Morphe M412, I'm going to pick up the color Poof. It is almost the perfect like neutral skin tone color for me. I'm going to put that in my transition. You're not going to notice much of a difference, but all this is going to do is make sure that the rest of the shadows blend so well. All right, beautifuls, keeping with the same brush, I am going to pick up the shade Shh. I think this is so funny because when I introduce myself to people, if they have a hard time remembering my name, I'm like, think of it like you're telling Anna to be quiet. Shh. Anna. So this is the first part of my name, really. What it is it's a really light brown, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit on my brush, tap it off, and I'm gonna start putting this in my crease. All right, beautifuls. So first impression on this is it took 4 passes to get this level of coverage right here. And if you can see right here, I have lines. Do you see them? That's where the shade actually skipped on my lid and it just didn't deposit color right there. I'm gonna continue to see if I can build this up a little bit darker and a little bit more consistently. All right, beautiful. So as you can see, I have it kind of built up. It is definitely not as intense as I thought it was going to be. And for the most part, I think I've smoothed out where it skipped. There's still a little bit right here. I'm hoping as I work with the remaining colors, it will not be noticeable. But so far, I'm a little sad in the shadow that shares part of my name. All right, I am picking up a Morphe M411 brush and I am going into the shade Inside Job. It is the darkest green in the palette. And I know you're probably wondering why I'm picking up the darkest one right now. Because I have something special planned for my lid and I really want this to be in my crease, helping to blend out my lid. Fingers crossed that this is not like the shade Buried Treasure that I used in yesterday's tutorial. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna link it up there and you can watch it. Needless to say, it had a lot of fallout. So I'm hoping this dark green shade does not play similar to Buried Treasure. And I will say it is skipping in the same place. So I'm going to very gently pull my lid a little more taut and try to buff out that area. And then I'm gonna pick up my Morphe M521 and I'm just gonna run it back and forth, making sure there's no harsh lines. So there's 2 ways we can go right now. If you wanna keep this more subtle, this, right like this, with the shade Diversion, this is what it looks like. This color is kind of a taupey color, but it's got a lot of green undertones and it's picking up the green that's there. If you were to put this all over the eye, this would be stunning. Use your finger and just brush it on. Or if you want to change it up, you can use the silver, which is power cut. This would definitely be a party look. It's got that bright, shiny, silver metallic shade that is so much fun. Again, with your finger, brush this on your lid, but I'm gonna go a different route. I am always about intense eye looks. So those are two if you wanna step out of your zone, but keep it a little bit more conservative. I am going to go a little bit more intense. All right, so I'm gonna pick up the shade Mojo. So yep, I'm getting my Mojo on. And I am just using a smaller fluffy brush. This is by Inspire. It's their eye fluff brush. It is no longer available, but just a small domed fluffy brush will do. I am definitely tapping off any excess because I don't want fallout. And I'm gonna start tapping this brown in the outer part of my eyelid. So that was not giving me the pigmentation that I wanted. It's a little bit there, but not a lot. So I'm gonna go in with an e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I'm gonna see if a denser brush is gonna give me the color that I'm looking for. I'm gonna take a Morphe MB19. I know it's not exactly used for eyeshadow, but I love it, especially in here in the smaller area. It's just a smaller flat brush that's perfect. And I am picking up the shade Trickery. This is another green color. I told you we were playing with colors today. I'm gonna tap it off, and then I am going to foil it using some setting spray. This is my MAC Fix Plus. This is the Gold Light. And I'm going to put this on the inner part of my eye. All right, so I'm not impressed with the brush. So when all else fails, go in with your finger. I am noticing some of these shades, yep, look at that. Some of these shades just work better with your finger. So I am just pressing this onto my lid, and as I press, I'm dragging just a little bit. That's the color I wanted, that nice bright green. I am going to go back in with the shade Mojo, and I'm just gonna start patting where they come together just to blend that out. So I have to say, the brown with a brush is not working well. At this point, I'm gonna try it with my finger and just see how this works. It's still not as rich as it looks like. Beautifuls, I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe M411 and try to buff this out a little bit. Mojo just did not go on like I thought it would, and it was slightly patchy. I'm almost tempted to go into Temptress to see if I can darken up that outer corner. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M168 and pick up Temptress. I just really want this outer corner darker, and Mojo just wasn't doing it. And I'm afraid if I do too much, it's just gonna get too muddy. But I feel like it needs a little something. Well, we're gonna trudge forward and finish off this eye look. I have to say, like, my eye was watering, and I tapped it with a tissue, and I didn't realize how much fallout I had until I did that. I was like, holy moly, look, like, there's a dot now. So we're gonna try to fix that up as I do my lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with the shade Mojo. I wasn't excited about it on my upper lash line. I'm hoping on my lower lash line it will look a little better. I'm just gonna concentrate this in the outer corner. I feel like Mojo's finally here, ready to party. Because all of a sudden, look at that, there's a lot of brown. I'm gonna pick up the shade Shh on an e.l.f. eye crease brush and just buff this out a little bit. I don't wanna smoke it out too much because I already have a lot going on. If I do a lot of dark right here, I have a feeling I'm gonna look like a black eye and not a pretty eye. All right, beautifuls, I'm gonna jump into Jaclyn's original palette and I'm gonna pick up a highlight shade from there because again, like Ring the Alarm and Bling Boss, there is no highlight shade in this palette. All right, beautifuls, I am going to do my mascara and my eyeliner off camera. I will be right back. There is the finished look. I have to say that out of the 3 palettes I have played with, this one so far I like the least. The colors just didn't seem as true on the eye as they were in the pan. Definitely it's hard, at least for me, I don't know how it's going to show up on camera. It's hard to see a difference between my transition shade, which was Inside Job, and the dark brown I used, which was Mojo. To me, they kind of blend together and they're kicking up so much dust that my eye is now red and watering, which every time it waters, it wants to take Mojo off right here and it's doing it again. So dab, dab, and look at that. It instantly comes off. And I just think it's kicking up so much dust that my eyes are irritated. I've really had to work to get this eye to where it is. So I'm gonna jump off camera. I'm gonna finish up the other eye and then I will be back. All right, beautifuls. Very rarely do I struggle as much as I did with this eye palette. I just don't know why. I don't know if it's the shades I chose. I just don't know. I mean, it stinks because these are beautiful shades and maybe the next look I do will be better. I think what went wrong was Mojo. Where's Mojo? There's Mojo, I think. Yep. I think what went wrong was Mojo. Mojo just didn't want to play with the other greens, and I think it just muddied the look, and it kicked up a lot of powder. So as I kept putting it on and putting it on and putting it on, it was falling down into my eye, which has made my eyes red, it's made them water, and they actually burn. So very rarely do I want to get a makeup look off. I cannot wait to take this one off. I think going back, I wouldn't put Mojo on. I would do a green all over the lid. I think that would have been really, really pretty. So it just lesson learned. I'm going to play around with this palette and see what else I can create with it. We have one more palette in the collection and we are tackling that one tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed and your notifications are turned on so that you don't miss it to see if we end on a high note or on a low note. I was really excited for this palette and so far, not so much. Like I said, I'm gonna play around with it more. You will see another makeup look from this palette to really put it to the test because one eye look doesn't make or break a palette. So we're gonna have to play with it some more, see what we think. But until I am back tomorrow with the remaining palette, be beautiful because you are the only you. Bye, beautiful.